हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू अ न्यू वीडियो। तो गाइस, आज है हमारे 75 डेज हार्ट चैलेंज का डे 4। आज हम पढ़ेंगे मोमेंट्स है क्लास 9 मोमेंट्स की बुक का चैप्टर 4, जो चैप्टर का नाम है इन द किंगडम ऑफ फूल्स। तो वह शुरू करते हैं। चैप्टर 4, इन द किंगडम ऑफ फूल्स। In the kingdom of fools, both the king and the minister were idiots. They didn't wait to run things like other kings. So they decided to change night into day and day into night. They ordered that everyone should be awake at night, till their fields and run their businesses only after dark, and go to bed as soon as the sun came up. Anyone who disobeyed would be punished with death. The people did as they were told for fear of death. The king and the minister were delighted at the success of their project. One day, a guru and his disciple arrived in the city. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful city. It was broad daylight, but there was no one about. Everyone was sleeping, not a mouse stirring. Even the cattle had been taught to sleep by day. The two strangers were amazed by what they saw around them and wandered around town till evening, when suddenly the whole town woke up and went about its nightly business. The two men were hungry. Now that the shops were open, they went to buy some groceries. To their astonishment, they found that everything cost of the same, a single dudu. Whether they bought a measure of rice or a bunch of bananas, it cost a dudu. The guru and his disciple were delighted. They had never heard of anything like this. They could buy all the food they wanted for a rupee. When they had cooked and eaten, the guru realized that this was a kingdom of fools, and it wouldn't be a good idea for them to stay there. This is no place for us. Let's go, he said to his disciple. But the disciple didn't want to leave the place. Everything was cheap here. All he wanted was good, cheap food. The guru said, "They all are fools. This won't last very long, and you can't tell what they will do to you next." But the disciple wouldn't listen to the guru's wisdom. He wanted to stay. The guru finally gave up and said, "Do what you want. I am going," and left. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every want. "I am going," and left. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every day, bananas and ghee and rice and wheat, and grew fat like a street side suckered bull. One bright day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He made a hole in the wall and sneaked in, and as he was carrying out his loot, the wall of the house collapsed on his head and killed him on the spot. His brother ran to the king and complained, "Your Highness, when my brother was pursuing his insane trade, a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is to blame. He should have built a good strong wall. You must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for this injustice." The king said, "Justice will be done. Don't worry," and at once summoned the owner of the house. When the merchant arrived, the king questioned him, "What is the name?" "Such and such, your highness." "Were you at home when the dead man burgled your house?" "Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak. It fell on him." The accused pleads guilty. "Your wall killed this man's brother. You have murdered a man. We have to punish you, lord," said the helpless merchant. "I didn't put up the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall. He didn't build it right. You should punish him." "Who is that?" "My lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man. He's an old man now." He lives nearby. The king sent out messengers to bring in the bricklayer who had built the wall. They brought him, tied hands and foot. You there, did you build this man's wall in his father's time? Yes, my lord, I did. What kind of wall is this that you built? It has fallen on a poor man and killed him. You have murdered him. We have to punish you by death. Before the king could order the execution, the poor bricklayer pleaded, please listen to me before you give your orders. It's true I built this wall and it was not good, but that was because my mind was not on it. I remember very well a dancing girl who was going up and down the street all day with her anklets jingling, and I couldn't keep my eyes or my mind on the wall I was building. You must get that dancing girl. I know where she lives. You are right. The case depends. We must look into it. It is not easy to judge such complicated cases. Let's go that let's get that dancer. Wherever she is. The dancing girl, now an old woman, came trembling to the court. Did you walk up and down that street many years ago while this poor man was building a wall? Did you see him? Yes, my lord, I remember it very well. So you did so you did walk up and down with your anklets jingling. You were young and you distracted him, so he built a bad wall. It has fallen on a poor burglar and killed him. You have killed an innocent man. You will have to be punished. She thought for a minute and said, my lord, wait. I know why I was walking up and down that street. I had given some gold to the goldsmith to make some jewelry for me. He was a lazy scoundrel. He made so many excuses, said he would give it now and he would give it then, and so on all day. He made me walk up and down to his house a dozen times. That was when this bricklayer saw me. It's not my fault, my lord. It's a damn goldsmith's fault. Poor thing, she's absolutely right, thought the king. Weighing the evidence, we have got the real culprit at once. Get the goldsmith wherever he is, hiding at once. The king's bailiffs searched for the goldsmith, who was hiding in a corner of his shop. When he heard the accusation against him, he had his own story to tell. My lord, he said, I am a poor goldsmith. It's true I made this dancer come many times to my door. I gave her excuses because I couldn't finish making her jewelry before I finished the rich merchant's orders. They had a wedding coming and they wouldn't wait. You know how impatient rich men are. Who is the rich merchant who kept you from finishing this poor woman's jewelry, made her walk up and down, which distracted this bricklayer, which made a mess of his wall, which has now fallen on an innocent man and killed him? Can you name him? The goldsmith named the merchant, and he was none other than the original owner of the house, whose wall had fallen. Now justice had come full circle, thought the king. Back to the merchant when he was rudely summoned back to the court, he arrived crying, it wasn't me, but my father who ordered the jewelry. He's dead. I am innocent. But the king consulted his minister and ruled decisively. It's true your father is a true murderer. He's dead. He is dead. But somebody must be punished in his place. You have inherited everything from the criminal father of yours, his riches as well as his sins. I knew at once, even when I set eyes on you, that you were at the root of the horrible crime. You must die. And he ordered a new stake to be made ready for the execution. As the servants sharpened the stake and got it ready for the final impaling of the criminal, it occurred to the minister that the rich merchant was somehow too thin to be properly executed on the stake. He appealed to the king's common sense. The king too worried about it. सो यस गाइस, ये हो चुका है हमारा आधा चैप्टर कंप्लीट। तो ये चैप्टर काफ़ी बड़ा है, 5 पन्नों का चैप्टर है। हमने कम से कम 3 पन्ने कर लिए हैं, 2 पन्ने हम अगले वीडियो में करेंगे। सो यस, अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद है तो वीडियो को लाइक करना, शेयर करना और चैनल पे नहीं हो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना। तब तक के लिए बाय, स्टे ट्यून्ड, बाय।